K is the mean distance of Mars from the sun, is K times the mean distance of Mercury from the sun. So this is some sort of a ratio. Okay, they're saying that there's a distance from Mars to the sun, which is in which column?
Middle.
Middle. Okay, so we need the Mars number and we need the Mercury number. And when it says K times, that's generally a ratio. Is it still clear, or is it unclear?
I'm there.
You got it. Okay. So we're either doing this. We're either doing 227.9 over 57.9 or 57.9 over 227.9. Reading this again, the mean distance of Mars from the sun is K times the mean distance of Mercury from the sun. Can you tell me which one it is? It's all from this first sentence here.
So I'm guessing it's Mars over
Yes,
Mercury.
it is Mars. Exactly. There's actually an equation here. It's Mars equals K times Mercury. And then you divide both sides by Mercury. But you somehow need to like infer from this, is it going to give you a number bigger than 1 or less than 1?
Bigger.
Yeah. So do you have your calculator handy?
Yes.
Can you go ahead and calculate that for me, please?
Yep. K equals 3.936. Yeah. 1.
Okay. So here's the answers. Which is the correct answer?
D.
Yes. So like when there's two tables, it is kind of good, or two charts, it is good to kind of quickly scan and be like, what's the same, what's different about them, but doesn't always work. So some of the strategies do help, some don't. There's no one size fits all for this. So let's take a look at another chart. Okay. This is integers. Do you know what the word frequency means?
How often it happens?
Yeah, you can just think of it as counts. So like 3 occurs 3 times, 4 occurs 2 times, and so on. So if we were to build this data set, it would be 0, 1, 2, 3, 3, 3, 4, 4, 6, 7, 8, 10. You feel like you could do that on your own?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, just kind of looking at this, the question actually asks for the mean. We'll get to that in a moment. Do you see though where you could sort of take this block right here and put it at 9?
Yeah.
And then you could take this block right here and put it at 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then the average, it would be all of them, it would be everything. Actually, I take that back. Let's not do that. That's not going to help you in the long run. So, okay, this will help you in the long run. So to find the mean, you're just going to add the numbers up and divide by the number of numbers. So there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Lost track of 4, 8. There's 12 numbers. So go ahead and add them all up and divide by 12 and give me the mean, please.
I got 4.25.
That is correct. Okay, so what I've been sort of prepping you for is a full question, and I'll just throw it out. You can take a minute or two to see what you think. All right.
That's a lot of words.
Yes.
Tourism business employed 13.5 thousand people.
Give me some feedback here. This maybe wasn't a fair question to give you.
Uh, I might be doing this wrong, but I was just trying this. So I put down all the total numbers. So I put 2.6, 2.6, 1.6, 1.7, 1.8, so forth, so on. And then I was gonna add them all up and then divide by 7.
Okay, so that makes sense if we're doing frequency counts. Like if we're doing frequency counts like the previous problem, that absolutely makes sense. But in this one, it doesn't. And I realize now this probably wasn't fair to give you, and I apologize because. So it
I
says
need
which go ahead.
I need so it's whatever.
Well, this one's a little odd. Which of the following is closest to the mean number of employees per tourism related business Iceland in 2009? So this is all we care about at the moment. Okay, and we know that the 2.6 is in thousands, so it's really you would multiply this number times 1,000. But it says if tourism related business employed 13.5 thousand people, okay, and they're this is not a good question. So the answer here is you say 0.58 times the total is 13.5. And it's because we want the tourism related number.
So divide by 0.58.
Yeah, and you're gonna get right around 23. Not a good question. Let's yeah, let me see what else we got here. Okay, let's start with this question. This is a good one for us to start with. So we're going to reset here. If the mean of the 5 numbers above is 1600, what is the value of x? And there's actually no multiple choice here, but we can add some if we wanted. But you still got to be able to perform the averaging algorithm steps. So you would normally do this. You would normally add up 700 plus 1200 plus 1600 plus 2000. And normally you're given this last number. And then you
Right.
would divide by the number of numbers. So how many numbers are there?
5.
There's 5. And this equals 1600. Okay, now all you want to do here is you want to solve for x. Okay, and to do that, you need to first clear this fraction. Okay, so you clear the fraction by multiplying everything by 5. Okay, do you have a calculator?
Yes. Do that.
Yes.
I got 27,500.
For 16,000 times 5?
Yes.
1600 times 5, I'm sorry. Should just be like 8,000.
Oh, so yeah, it's 8,000.
Yes. Okay, so then on the left side, I need you to add up 700 plus 1200 plus 1600 plus 2000.
What I did before.
Okay.
That was I got rid of that number. 27,500.
27,500. Can't be that big. That's too big. Maybe 2750. No,
Yeah.
that's not. You've dropped a 0 somewhere. Go ahead and add these up one more time.
Okay. 700. Seven.
And you're not multiplying it by 5. Maybe that's what's unclear.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's 5,500.
Yes, 5,500 plus X equals 8,000. And what's the next step here?
I'd bring over the 5,500.
Yep, so give me the final value of X.
It'd be 3,500.
Okay. So we need to get a little faster at this. So let me grab the question again. I'm going to change the numbers, and we need to do this faster. So let's say the numbers are 30, 80, 90, 110, X, and the average is 110. So same question, just different numbers, but I need to get a little faster at this. We're going to do another example.
I got X equals 1,240.
1,240.
Yeah.
Okay, that sounds good. Okay, so this is a fairly common question where they want the missing number. All right. So we'll see. Try not to choose two different problems to start with. Yeah, I guess we just got to dive in. Okay, so this one's a little bit more symbolic. Let's look at it in front of you here. Which I know is not preferred, but we gotta run out of easy stuff to go through, so we got to get into the harder stuff. So if the average arithmetic mean of M and 9, okay, Y is the average of 2M and 15, and Z is the average of 3M and 18. Okay, so let's start with this first sentence. X is the average of M and 9. How do you find an average in words? Like, could you tell me how you would, let's just say M was 21. What would you do with 21 and 9?
You divide them together
You add them up and then divide by
by 2.
2. Y is the average of 2M and 15. So you again divide by 2. How about Z?
Z would be, what is the average? 3M and 18.
Yes, so 3M plus 18 over 2. Okay, but what do we want? What is the question asking for?
What is the average of X, Y, and Z in terms of M?
Okay, so they want the average of X, Y, and Z in terms of M. So they're saying like add up X, add up Y, and add up Z. So when you take an average of X, Y, and Z, you divide by 3. Okay, so to add these 3, it's M plus 9 over 2 plus 2M plus 15 over 2 plus 3M plus 18 over 2 all over 3. This looks complicated, but you actually know how to do it. The bottoms are all the same. So when the bottoms are the same, what can you do in the numerators?
Combine them.
Combine them. So you have M plus 9 plus 2M plus 15 plus 3M plus 18 all over 3. So how many M's are there?
There should be 6.
6 M's. And then how many non-M's are there?
9, 15 is 24 plus is 32.
Try again. Look at that
42.
one, 42.
I dropped a 10.
Yeah. And from here, you just divide both of these by 3. So it's 2M plus 14. What about this problem is difficult for you? What do you feel like is hard for you to overcome with something like this?
I don't know, probably the words. I don't
It's
know.
a lot of words. Yeah.
Like my dyslexia is pretty bad, so it's just like I have to read with my finger. So
Okay. And we can go slower. We can go slower with the reading problems, but we've gotta do some of these, to be able to get you through.
yeah,
Because I don't want to like there you couldn't guess on this. The guessing wouldn't help you. I mean, but you should answer the questions in the test, but guessing is, you like we want you to maybe get it down to 2 before you do that at some point. All right. Just a couple more of these and then we'll move to some triangle problems. I think the visual stuff's a little easier for you. All right, let's look at another table and then I'll snip in the words. All right, so can you tell me what is going on in this table? You've got 2 people's names and then long jump distances in meters. What are we
uh,
looking at here?
Ella didn't jump as many times as
As
Addie did.
the other
Yeah,
person did. Well, they did, we just don't know how far it is. Although you might think it's a scratch or something, but we actually just don't know that number. And that's what it is there. So now let's look at the words that go along with it. And I think this could help, kind of processing it in pieces, with being able to answer these questions. So AD and Bella each attempted the long jump 5 times during a track meet, and their distances are shown in the table. The mean distance for Bella's attempts was 0.3 meters greater than the mean distance for Addie's attempts. Okay, can you calculate the average for Addie for me real quick?
yeah. 4.2 plus 3.8 plus plus 4 plus 3.9. Distance of Bella's attempt was 4.2. Seven plus 3.8 plus 4.6. 16.
All right, so are you adding these up here?
Yeah,
Okay, what do you got?
I got 16.5.
Up there in the top? Yeah,
Yeah,
that's right. Over 5 equals 4.2.
3.3. If you
No. You have to no. So you don't want to do that. You never want to divide because you have to divide both. It's not a choice. So rather than doing that, you clear the fraction.
so 5x.
No. You okay. I see what you're trying to do. We got to address this. Let me think how to do that. If you're going to multiply in, you multiply to both, but then you're going to divide both by 5. So this 5 clears with that one.
Okay, so it cancels.
Yes, and we're going to do a couple of problems like that after, but
21. So 6 minus 15.5
yes,
is 4.5.
sounds good. Okay, so let's just really quickly talk about this skill. So let's say I gave you an equation like this: x minus 2 over 3 equals 11. Okay, now when I tell you to multiply both sides by 3, okay, we're going to do it the way that you are trying to do now. So you can see you're supposed to multiply to both terms. So it's 3x minus 6, but it's still divided by 3.
So it just does nothing.
And so watch this. So now you're going to divide both terms by 3, which you're supposed to do. And it's not a choice. You have to do it to both. Okay. And then you're going to get down to x minus 2, which is exactly what you had in parentheses. So when you clear the fraction, that's what I'm trying to show you. When you clear the fraction, you don't need to multiply in. You just clear it. It's gone.
Okay.
So I want you to try, and then you would actually solve it. Let's have you do an example. Let's go x minus 5 over 4 equals 2. So I want you to solve this for me. And you're going to do it by clearing the fraction on the bottom by multiplying both sides by 4 to start.
X equals 12.
Now, are you just guessing, or are you actually multiplying and adding?
Yeah.
Say that again.
I just multiplied the 2 by 4 and then got rid of the X underneath, and that's what I did.
Okay. Well, the answer is not 12. You're not sure. Give me one more try here. You're going to add 5 to both sides.
Mm.
You did that so fast. That's why I was like, well, how did he do that? It is
13. I meant to
13.
say
13. Good. Okay. All right. So because you're gonna get some sort of averaging problem where you've gotta clear the fraction. And the last thing I want you to do is divide that, because you'll get a number that you think works. And obviously it doesn't. So let's look here. This is a similar problem. This is a really similar problem. So let's work on this one. All right. So Andrew and Maria, the masses, I don't know what their masses of, but we'll find out. Maria is missing a data entry. Let's look at it together. So Andrea and Maria collected 6 rocks. That's fun. And the masses of the rocks are shown in the table above. Okay. The mean of the masses of the rocks Maria collected is 0.1 kilograms greater. So we need to find the mass of Andrew and then use that sentence to figure out Maria. So can you calculate the average for Andrew, please?
yeah. Uh, 16.8 divided by 5, 30.36.
Try again, because you said, what's your answer again? Sorry.
I got 16.8 and then I divided by 5 and got 3.36.
Okay. Really? They don't work out nicely?
Let me check.
Yeah, let me
Probably.
check too. I'm just shocked. Yep, you are correct. Okay. All right. Now, the mean masses of the rocks Maria collected, so Maria is the other person, is 0.1 kilograms greater. So what is Maria's average?
3.1.
It's
Plus.
0.1 bigger than this. Yeah.
3.37 or 3.47. I mean,
Try again. Just we don't have to be in a rush.
I guess I didn't sleep well last night. Holy.
Okay. All right, 3.46. So this is like the problems we've been doing. You have to take that X and you have to add up. Sorry, let me just frame this a little better. You have to add up all those other values. And then you divide it by what number? How many numbers do we have here?
5 or 6. I mean,
good. And that's important because it will slightly alter the answer. And this equals 3.46. Okay, so this is that problem we just did where you want to multiply both sides by what number to clear the fraction?
6.
6.
So I got 20.76 on the right side.
Okay, and then on the left side, I want you to add up those numbers and subtract and get your answer.
I got 14.8.
So it's x plus 14.8?
Yeah.
Okay. And then what's the final step here to get the value of x?
Bring the 14 over.
Sure.
5.9.
What's the number?
5.96.
5.96. Okay. Seems really high.
Yeah, it does.
But then again, the average, yeah. Okay. This also doesn't seem right, but I did check it. Anyway, okay. Why don't you take 1 or 2 minutes here to just refresh, and we'll start with a new topic
Okay.
in that time. All right, you ready to get started here on some new stuff?
Yes.
Okay. Hope you get that sleep stuff worked out. It's never good when you don't feel good throughout the day.
I don't know. I'm just slow today. I slept just fine. I don't know what's my problem.
Well, we're imperfect, so every day is a little different. All right, we're gonna do some circles. We haven't done circles yet. The circle above with center O has a circumference of 36. What does this box mean?
It's 90 degrees.
Yes, this is 90 degrees, but this arc is also 90 degrees in its measure. But we want the length of the arc, not its angle measure. Okay. So a couple of formulas for circles. Do you know the area or perimeters formula for a circle? Perimeter is circumferences.
I used to have them memorized, but I
Okay.
don't.
Okay. So area is pi r squared. A perimeter circumference is 2 pi r. Is that okay?
Yep.
All right.
I'm right now.
Now it tells us that the circumference is 36. So which formula are we going to use?
Bottom one.
The bottom one. 2 pi r equals 36. We can divide both sides by 2 pi. And that's a little awkward, but it's okay that the answer has pi in it. So the radius is 18 over pi. And because I divide this by 2, and I divide the bottom by 2.
Okay.
Is that okay so far?
I gotta find the pi button on this calculator.
Oh, don't worry about that. There's you won't need it.
Okay.
Now we want, though, what's interesting though is we want the length of this arc. We want to know, like, if you were to walk from A to C, like how long is that walk? And we know that it's 90 degrees. Do you know how many degrees are in the circle if you go all the way around? 360 degrees. Okay. So 90 degrees out of 360 is what fraction?
1/4.
1/4. So what we really want is 1/4 of the circumference. So the circumference is 36. What is 1/4 of that?
Um, I guess I can't do anything, bro.
Okay, all right. All right, what's 1/4 of 36?
1/4 of 36. 9.
9. Okay. All right, let's transition to something else here. Let's see, because I want you to get some value out of today, and we're not doing a good job. So let me pull up some other materials here and see if I can. All right. Okay. If you've ever been on social media, have you ever seen some questions like this appear?
Yeah.
Okay. So these are actually systems questions. These are actually SAT questions, but they're just disguised as pictures. What is the value of the blueberry? These are actually blueberries and they're kind of purplish.
5.
5. So the blueberry is 5. Okay. And now we want the cherry. Now this one's a little bit more difficult because what in terms of math operations, what do you do first? Do you add or do you multiply?
Add.
You no, multiply. You're killing me today. When you're simplifying, you add and subtract before you, I'm sorry, you multiply before you add and subtract. Okay, so the second line, what's interesting is the second line, if you were to write an equation for cherry, so it's C plus 5 times cherry, okay, equals 90. You can actually add these together. 1C plus 5C is 6C equals 90. You got a calculator there. What's the value of C?
15.
C is 15. Okay. Now the final line here, you got a strawberry times a cherry. What's the value of cherry?
16 or 15.
15 times the strawberry equals 112. How many strawberries do you have? You got 1 here and 15 here.
20.
16.
6. Sorry.
16 strawberries. Divide by 16 on both sides. Go ahead and finish that off for me.
7.
Okay. So we've got 3 values, and I think where this gets hard because if you don't have this in front of you, you've got to at some point notate like that's 5, that's 15, and that's 7. Here's the here's the payoff here. The last part of it is this question here.
7 plus 15 minus 5. Is 17.
Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. So I post questions like this on my some of my social channels. Let me have you try another one here. You're welcome to use a calculator if you need it.
Maybe that'll help me.
All right. So take a minute or two, and what I really want are the individual values first, and then the final final answer.
I got 25.
All right, sorry about that. I was muted. So I'd like you to try this problem here. This is exactly the same as the previous one. You got that one correct. And I just want you to find the values of A, B, and C. No pictures though, just boring letters.
8.
For what letter?
Well, I got, well, A equals 5, B equals 1, and C equals 2.
This one is, the last two are not correct.
Oh.
Okay, so let's go to that middle one here. So you got B plus 5 plus B equals 7. So to solve this, you want to combine the B's. 2B plus 5 equals 7. Subtract 5 from both sides. And what does B equal? Wait. You are correct. My answer key is wrong. Why is my answer key wrong? Wow. I'm having a bad day too. Okay. Yeah, you were, that was right. And then you said this was 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is correct. Wow. All right. Interesting. Okay. We've got like 5 minutes left. What can we do to make this a good time? I'm sort of running out of ideas here. I'm trying to, if we go back to the questions, they're going to be pretty awful, but what do you want to do with the rest of our time today?
We can go back to the questions.
Okay. All right, before I do this one, I'm going to give you a little background information. So there's, in a circle, if you have a center, this is, and this angle is X, this is called a central angle. Okay, and it's exactly equal to the arc angle. These are the same if you're given the central angle. Okay, but the other case, and this is the one you're more commonly going to see, you're going to get what's called an inscribed angle. This is an inscribed angle down here. Now you don't need to know the name, you just need to know that it's different than the central angle. The angle of this arc though is 2x. It's double that. So let's say X was 40. What would be the measure of this arc?
80.
80. Easy enough, right? Okay, so let's look at this question right here. And you tell me the answer, please.
B.
It's 110, right? But here's the other possibility. They could give you a problem just like this. They could say this is X and this is 80 degrees, and you would have to also know to go backwards.
40.
40. Okay, so that's just some triangle stuff. All right. So we'll look at another question here. All right, the circle above has center O. So X is a central angle. X degrees is a central angle. The length of arc ADC. So that's A to D to C. It's this path right here. Okay, is 5 pi. And they tell you that X is 100. That's good. So if we were to make another drawing here, and sometimes that's worth doing on these, this is 100 degrees, and this length is 5 pi. Now, is this the circumference? Is 5 pi the circumference?
It's just that angle.
It's just this part of it. It's not, it's this pizza slice. It's not the whole pie. All right. Now, to determine the circumference, you told me this earlier. I told you it's 2 pi r. Okay. But that's if you go all the way around the circle. Okay. If you do not go all the way around the circle, if you go some angle out of 360 degrees, this is now the formula for this arc length right here. Because if the angle is 360 degrees, what happens to 360 over 360?
Turns into 1.
Turns into 1. It's just this part on the right. So if you need part of it, and I don't necessarily want you to remember this, but this is the formula, okay, for it. So this little piece here, that 5 pi is equal to 100 degrees over 360 degrees times 2 pi r.
Okay, 1 second. Do you want me to multiply it by pi too?
No, I want you just to sort of tell me if you're okay at this point. I'll keep working it through. So on the right, 10 out of, you can cancel out the zeros. You get 5 over 18. And then, well, let me just write it down. Okay, this 2 goes with that one, that's 18. And then you get 5 and 9. So you have 5 pi equals 5 pi r over 9. And then you cancel out,
Pi.
or you solve for r by multiplying both sides by the reciprocal. 9 over 5 pi. The 5 pi's cancel, and your radius is 9.
Yeah, I remember doing this.
Yes. Okay. So let me really quickly here. So let's say I give you a circle. This is 60 degrees, and I tell you that this is 9 pi. Okay. Our formula is angle out of 360 times 2 pi r. And this time your C is this right here. 9 pi equals 60 over 360 times 2 pi r.
So then I divide by 2 or divide those two.
Yeah, I mean, you got to do something to kind of get things situated. So 6 into 36, 1/6.
Or 1/6, I mean.
That cancels, that gets you 3. So you have 9 pi equals pi over 3 times r. And then you can clear that by multiplying by 3 over pi. So your answer is 27. All right, well, that is it, Elijah, for today. We got 2 more weeks practice for your test. I hope you're still scheduled for that first week of October. That's awesome. So I will look forward to helping you again, and hope you get some rest. All right, have a great night.
Yeah, you too.
Okay, bye now.